Now that the water is receding across Vermont, it's given us a chance to get out into some of those smaller, more rural communities. And the damage we've found is profound. All as homeowners are now trying to figure out what kind of coverage they may have for insurance.
Enough rain.
The last thing they needed in Vermont on Thursday was more rain, and yet it fell once again.
The water line was right here, so where the silt ended here.
And it was all Adam Woogmaster could do but think back about the last week.
We were standing out here when this bridge collapsed. We saw the pavement just go like that.
Bridges in Marshfield, Vermont were no match for the Winooski River as it reached historically high flood levels on Monday.
The roadway got eaten away.
Debris along the riverbanks is pervasive. So too is the utter shock many residents are still processing.
This is still at least, 3 times the amount of water that we normally have this time of year.
Floodwaters across the state have slowly receded, but mudslides remain a concern. Farmers are dealing with washed out crops. And Johanna Tebow.
It was a true flash flood.
Has months, maybe years of repairs ahead of her.
And so it just took off the back of our building.
Tebow tried her best to protect her hardware store in Cabot, Vermont.
It turned into that within a couple of minutes.
As she showed us, though, there was simply no stopping the water. Tebow and her husband eventually were rescued.
It was remarkable and terrifying to be on that side of it and watching it. The water was so strong.
In a town of 220, Harry's hardware store is both a general store and a meeting place.
This is my first trip into town since Monday.
Which is why Johanna Tebow feels a sense of responsibility to fix the foundation, shoring up both her building and her community.
We need to be here.
As for where life's waters flow from here, Adam Woogmaster and countless other homeowners know they'll be getting well acquainted with FEMA flood policies.
This is what I was just about to look through. It's a FEMA claim book.
This lifelong Vermonter is grateful that earlier this year he decided to purchase insurance. More importantly, though, he's just grateful to be here. You know, what are kind of your lingering thoughts now that it's been a couple days?
Mostly gratitude that nobody around me got hurt.
Floodwater swept plenty away, but much like the mountains here, Vermonters are still standing strong. Chris Conti, Scripps News, Marshfield, Vermont.